Not to throw some social media influencers at you, but I had I like listening to Dr. Matthew Walker and reading his book Why We Sleep, and then I had Dr. Chris Winter on, who's also talks about sleep, and we were talking about like all the negative cognitive um, effects of poor sleep, and then
Sure.
listening to Dr. Rhonda Patrick talk about how, like, at least in the short term, it seems like exercise can offset the negative effects of sleep in the short term as well.
Yeah. I'm not super familiar with that specific research.
Mm.
I'm sure if someone's not sleeping well, that
Yeah.
exercise will help them in the journey of sleeping better. We know that people who exercise sleep better. Some people theorize the reason we sleep is to recover from the day's activities.
Mm-hmm.
So if your daily activity might include more physical and cognitive activity, you might sleep better because the drive for that recovery is higher.
Mm.
But I feel like the danger of that earlier quote is that if people hear that exercise offsets bad sleep or less
In the
sleep,
short term, yeah, like a day or two.
well, you know people,
Yeah.
they're
Yes.
going to hear that and be like, well, then I'll just continue to sleep badly as long as I
Yep.
exercise, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if it's like I had a bad night of sleep, I should exercise. Okay, that's fine. But like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so sleep and brain health are very intricately correlated and connected.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there are some causational things. Like if you have an untreated sleep apnea, which I did, it will very much negatively impact your brain health and cognitive performance.
Mm.
If you sleep 5 hours instead of 7 to 8, you're probably going to have impaired cognition. There's also some research coming out like one bad night of sleep can increase the presence of amyloid plaque in the brain buildup, or because the lymphatic system is not clearing out, or and I haven't deeply evaluated that research, but there's also like a lot of like fear mongering, and
Yeah.
some of that fear mongering is like, again, based on maybe one study, maybe based on an animal study. There was an animal study where they slept rats on their left side versus their right, and they found more lymphatic clearance for the left side. So then people like sleep on their left side. I'm
I
like,
heard
that
that. I
is
heard that.
right. You hear these things. And
Yeah.
so anything that seems reductionistic or too simple or easy or just complete and
Yeah.
utter poo poo is
Yeah.
probably that. I think
I, I
I
think
think
I
it's
know who your
interesting.
main villain is in terms of influencer.
Well, I like with Batman or Spider-Man, there's like six of them,
Yeah.
like the Sinister Six. Batman has several. There's
Yes.
several of these
I
individuals,
think I
and
got a couple
sometimes the good. There's ones I
picked
really
out. Yeah.
respect, and they say things that are not correct, and I
Yeah.
think people should stay in their lane. And like, let's just give the example of like, if you're a neuroscientist in one area, you're not a neuroscientist in all areas.
Mm.
Just because you're a scientist or you have a platform doesn't necessarily mean you know what you're talking about with this one study.
Mm.
Just because you look at research doesn't mean you understand that research.
Mm.
And just because you're excited about something for yourself doesn't mean you lose all skepticism and influencing the brains of millions of people for your own engagement. But
Mm.
that's not what makes the world go round. Honesty does not make the world go round, unfortunately. So
Yeah, well, Ryan, I know we're running out of time here. What are some examples of some dual tasking things that people can incorporate just in their day-to-day job?
excellent question. So I get this question a lot because I spend a lot of time like selling the benefits of dual
Mm-hmm.
task training and how it can improve cognition and sometimes more than exercise by itself. At the same time, if I told a bunch of people to walk backwards while counting backwards by 7, we'd probably significantly increase the number of reported concussions that year from people falling over trying to do that. So I'm not going to suggest the specific types of dual tasks that I might teach or recommend a trainer to facilitate.
Mm.
Just like I wouldn't recommend any particular Olympic weightlifting without supervision or proper form.
Mm-hmm.
What I will suggest is that people participate in activities that challenge their brain and body simultaneously, these neuromotor activities, and that include aspects of dual tasking in them.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you did go on a hiking trail and counted backwards for 7 for like 2 minutes, that's not nearly enough dosage of dual tasking to elicit any potential benefit. And you're probably not going to self-generate enough tasks for 30 minutes safely or properly to
Mm-hmm.
elicit that benefit. So at this moment in time, in my opinion, dual task training is something that is best facilitated by a professional in a controlled setting. If you were so motivated, you could figure it out. Most people are not, and it will be too complicated. Therefore, the thing that would have the most pragmatic approach and benefit would be to just play a racket sport, or just partake in dance, or just do Tai Chi. And if you're looking to elicit any particular cognitive benefits, do that one thing that you think you suck at. And that thing you're avoiding because of potential embarrassment, that's the thing you should do.